Hello, hello. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you guys are from. So, thank you for the follow. Good evening. All right. It is about 7 a.m. where I am right now. I ended up waking up super freaking early. Not that I wanted to. So I was like, all right, hopping on this early. So this live actually, and this may make some of you cut out. I'm actually not pulling cards for this live. This one, I want to talk about like all things like spiritual development. So if you're going through an awakening right now, if you want to talk about how to work with like crystals, how to work with the elements, if you want to talk about, thank you for all the likes. If you want to talk about alien stuff, like anything in the spiritual realm, anything. Especially, especially if you've like been going through, like I said, spiritual awakening or like a dark night of the soul. I like to call it dark night of the ego, but the common term is dark night of the soul. And I'm leaving this open for if you guys want to subscribe to my lives as well. But so today I'm not pulling cards. I will be doing that Thursday morning. So yes, Thursday morning. I had to think of what today is. Or if you guys want to talk about like your dreams, what you've been dreaming of lately, if you've been remembering your dreams, whatever you guys would like to talk about. What? No, sir. The types of crystals. So each crystal, each stone has its own frequency. Like if you've heard of like the Hertz frequencies, I don't know the exact frequency number to each stone. I have not memorized that. But anything relating to an emotional experience, so such as a breakup, rose quartz would actually probably be your best bet. Rose quartz and even amethyst. Only because especially rose quartz relates to the heart center. Rose quartz is all about love and it's able to help heal even a heartbreak. All right. It's helped to balance your emotions. And you simply, if you have a rose quartz, you can like lay down and place it over your heart center. You know, if you're not able to do that, simply just having it on you, like having it in your pocket, holding it, rubbing it every now and then. It's a matter of being able to touch that energy of the stone. So it's like you absorb it. I was broken up with 3 weeks ago. Okay. So usually when you start seeing, it's not a bad thing at all. It generally means when you start seeing numbers, synchronicities and stuff like that, that's actually, I consider synchronicities like angel numbers and things like that as breadcrumbs. Kind of like the universe, the angels, what have you, letting you know like you're on the right path. Like truly, like you're on the right path. It doesn't always mean that you guys will get back together. It can mean though that they are thinking of you a lot. There's a lot of mental, psychic energy. And despite the separation, you're picking up on it. And that's kind of like seeing certain times or seeing the initials. That can also be indicative of that is like the time. Like if you're seeing their initials, that is like the exact time they're thinking of you. You're in their thoughts. Well, the experience is still fresh in your mind. The experience is still fresh. So I feel like, if it's only been a few weeks, the emotions are still running high. Their energy is still like, you haven't cut the energetic cords. So the energy is still there. So you're actually going to be picking up on this, that, and the other thing. That's happened to me more times than I can count, quite honestly. I do find as more time passes, and provided that there's like, no communication, no contact, just radio silence, that does lessen, that does go away. It's kind of like as you work through the emotions, as you work through what has happened, it starts to dissipate. Bud, my cat came in here. He's got a ball with him. Thanks for the likes and thanks for the follow. So if you guys didn't catch me in the very beginning, so I'm not pulling cards on this live. Today, this one we're talking about all things spiritual development, whatever you want to learn, okay? Like just all things. And also I am going to start making my lives subscription only. Obviously not today, but there'll be future lives where it will only be subscribers that I'll be able to chat with in the comments. So you guys may want to subscribe in the near future. Thank you for that. Do I think manifesting works? So, manifestation. Okay, that is such a good question. I feel doing manifestation work, it works to an extent. I mean it just to an extent. I have found, and I do have a hard time with this, okay, so I'm being honest here. I have found that if I, like whatever it is I want, whatever my goal is, whatever my desire is, okay, like I can think about it, or if I want, I can, write stuff on paper. However I feel is the best way for me to manifest it, I'll do it. Like I'll do the actual like ritual, the actual activity a few times, and then I just let it go. But that's the hardest part, is being able to like mentally let it go. Because this is where I feel like there's a cutoff. If you're constantly, and I mean it, if you're constantly wishing and thinking and hoping that you're going to achieve whatever it is you desire, if it's like too much mental activity, you actually put a roadblock to your manifestation, because it's too much. It's too much consciousness. You've gotten yourself in the way of the universe trying to do the universe thing. So it's like there's like that fine line. There's that limit where it's like, okay, you can do some affirmation works. Affirmations actually are a good thing though, because I do feel that changes your inner beliefs. It changes the energy about you so that you are on the frequency to receive what it is that you want. So doing affirmations actually I feel is 100% always a good thing. Always. Okay, there's never a bad time to do affirmations. But like if you're constantly lighting candles to try to, I don't know, just like get more money, who knows? Like just if you're constantly trying to do stuff to manifest, it's like eventually if you do it enough, you get in your own way. So there is that fine line. It's my understanding that we all have free will, and that's literally like every human, every animal, every creature, every being on this planet, and even just out in the multiverse, free will is like a gift given to all of us. And it can't technically be like touched upon. The choices we make can determine our future. Oh, that's a cute little dog. Oops. Let me get rid of that, sorry. Is this makeup look tutorial only for experts, or can beginner learn? Makeup look tutorial? This is not a makeup look tutorial. This is a spiritual tutorial. Good morning. If your intuition is telling you that, then yes, believe that. But you have to understand you are dealing with another person. You can't make them do anything. Like, you can't make them, like, truly, you can't make them, like, choose you. You can't determine the timing on that. I do feel the timing is up to the universe. That I feel like timing we don't have a lot of control over. We really don't. Technically, time doesn't exist, but it was created for us basically so we can get shit done. So don't focus on the timing. If you truly feel like the two of you are going to come back into union, chances are you probably are going to. But the timing, even if you feel like, oh, it's going to be a month from now, take that even with a grain of salt, because things can change. Good morning. Good morning. Good evening. I mentioned animals. So yes. So I mentioned animals regarding free will. Every being, literally every living being, humans, animals, insects, reptiles, anything else, has free will. And does, like, it's not even like an earthly planet thing. It's free will throughout, like, the universe, the multiverse. Like, free will is like this gift that, like, it just can't be touched up. Everyone was given the gift of free will to be able to make their own choices with that, and that's free will. But we are not free from the consequences of the choices we make. People need to understand that. We can make all the choices we want, but we also have to deal with said consequences after. So good morning. So for those of you who are just hopping on, so I'm not pulling cards or channeling this live. This live is for spiritual development. Any questions regarding just spirituality in any capacity, okay, any way, shape, or form, and that eventually these lives, the spiritual development lives, will end up being subscribers only. So if you want to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Do exes tend to catch feelings when they see you? They can. Sometimes the feelings don't go away. Sometimes the feelings just don't go away. And oftentimes that's more of memories, the memory of being in love with you. Those type of feelings will come back. But it's also quite possible that just... Also, like, there's like that saying, oh my God, I can't think of the saying. It's like not separation. Distance makes the heart grows fonder. Oh my God, I can't even talk. You know what I'm trying to say. That sometimes when we are in separation with someone, well, we're then able to see things from a more objective point of view because we're out of the situation, right? So we're not so subjective. Thank you for that. So it's like when there is time and space, we can start seeing other people involved for really who they are, and a fondness ends up coming up. Let me move this a little closer. Here we go. I think we should always pursue what we want to manifest. I do. I think we should always, that gives us something to strive for anyways. It helps to alleviate, it helps to take us out of complacency and stagnation. It's when we just don't do anything, and if we just fully accept, I mean, it's good to fully accept where you're at in life. Yes, that's to be very, very much in the present moment. But if we just always accept things as they are and still not like something, that means we're not willing to change something. That leads to stagnation. That leads to complacency. Then that leads to things not changing. So So regarding like pursuing your manifestations, I feel that's always a good thing. It's just a matter of, when we really want something, I mean, because we're human, we think about it all the time. We think about obtaining that goal all the damn time. And everyone can like overthink, like the best of us. And it's the overthinking that hinders our manifestation from coming in. It's hard. And that's probably the hardest part, is to not overthink. I have a very hard time with that. I really do. Sometimes I have to overthink. I have to think about it constantly, get myself to a point where I mentally tire myself out from thinking so much. And then I'm kind of like, all right, fine, fuck it, whatever, universe, whatever you want to give it to me. I don't even care anymore. Like I have to think myself to that point, to like not caring. And then wouldn't you know, that's when it comes in. That's how I work. You can try to do that. Someone told me I'm getting into femininity. You're a divine femininity. Yeah. Okay. So listen, regardless, I'm going to be so descriptive at the moment. Regardless of what's between your legs, I don't freaking care. Everyone has masculine and feminine qualities because it creates the duality. There is a duality within and around us. Okay. So feminine, the divine feminine nature most importantly is a receptive nature. Okay. Masculines are much more action oriented. They go after what they want. Like it's in their DNA. Feminines are much more open to receive. Also, feminines, don't be afraid to be in touch with all, keyword is all, of your emotions. Okay, all of your emotions, even the deepest, darkest, scariest emotions that you could possibly have. Be open to experiencing that, all of that, okay? Because that feminine energy knows how to work with your emotions. It allows the emotions to flow, to get things done, to allow healing to take place, for whatever the purpose is. It's different almost every single time, and it's different for every person, okay? I find also, this I found for me and a few other people I've spoken to, I don't know if this is like a generalized thing. So I'm speaking really from my experience and those I know, that also when you get into a more, how do I want to call it, sacred, sensual, creative type of energy, that's much more of a feminine energy as well. Also, I believe feminine energy deals with, like, temperature-wise and element-wise, I believe it's cold. It's yin, where masculine is hot and yang. You'll have to look at, like the feng shui of that. I only know a little bit of that part. But so stepping into your femininity, it's being just much more receptive, allowing things to come to you, people and things, opportunities, allowing, not being in such control. It's being able to let go of the control and just allowing. It can be kind of scary to do that. It took me, it's still a process. It's still a process. I'm much better at it now than I was even a year ago. Because I am someone who generally likes to, we all do. We all like to be in control, at least in some aspect of our life. But it's being able to relax into it. Let me see here. Whoop. To manifest, so, oh, that's me too, until I crash, sleep, and just focus on something else. Yeah. Yeah. It's probably the best way for any manifestation to come in, is just to let yourself crash and focus on something else, honest to God. Regarding writing your manifestations on bay leaves, that is one of the ways. That's just one of the ways. I don't feel it's like the best way. I don't do that. I've done it a few times. I don't do that too often though. I really don't. I don't do that too often. I do like working with the fire element though. I will say that. I love lighting and burning candles. So if anything, I don't even write. Oh, sometimes I'll write it down. I'm very 50-50 on this. So I'll just write it on a piece of paper and I'll have it like sit down and with a candle next to it. But I tend to just speak. As I light the candle, I speak what I want like into existence, like I already have it though. So one of my favorite, and I'll use affirmations when I do this. One of my favorite affirmations I use, I say, I am in a sacred union with my divine counterpart. You guys are welcome to use that. I am in a sacred union with my divine counterpart. And I'll say that out loud as I'm lighting my candle. Like, and you have to feel it as well. That's the thing. You have to feel it. If you're just saying your manifestations or affirmations, if you're just saying it just to say it, like if you're very robotic, it's going to take quite some damn time for it to get into your life. You need to feel it like you already have it. Like you are so freaking happy to have it. And like truly that, because the universe works on vibrations. It works on frequencies. So if you're giving off a frequency that maybe like you don't actually believe you can have it, even though you're saying it, the frequency is going to go off of what you're feeling. It's not going to go off of your words. You have to feel it. What you can also do if you don't want to burn on bay leaves, you can write something on a piece of paper. So if it's something that you want long term, that you know is going to take time to grow, so like maybe it's like, to start a business, you can write that on a piece of paper and actually put it either in the ground, because things in the ground grow, right? So you just leave it there at least for like 30 days. Like truly, you leave it there for like a full month and see what happens within those 30 days. Or you could write it even on a piece of paper and put it in moving water. So if you have like a stream or like a creek or brook or something, and put it in moving water, and it's kind of like you're putting that intention, like, okay, water, take away, like take what I want and put it out to the universe. You could do that as well. You don't have to just do it on bay leaves. There's a lot of ways to manifest. You're welcome, Bernie. Thank you. Good morning. I'm not doing questions this morning. I'm talking about anything and everything spiritual. So technically you can use whatever candle you have on hand. Generally the color white can be used for any intention whatsoever. Black tends to, you want to tend to use a black one if you're trying to like block something from entering your life, if you're trying to protect yourself from a person or thing. Yellow, I find yellow and green. Actually, red's actually not bad with this one either. Okay, red, yellow, and green are good to bring in money, bring in finances. Pink or red is good to bring in love. If say you wanted to light a candle to try to have more patience, you could do that. I think the best way to learn patience is to go through an impatient situation, quite honestly. But if you want to try a lazy way of learning patience, lighting a blue candle, anything spiritual, like if you want to try to recall your dreams, or just have more vivid dreams, or be able to connect with those who have passed, purple is a wonderful color for that, or white, or silver, or gold. So this color's for everything, but literally I have to say this. It is your intention that is the number one important thing when manifesting anything. The tools, the candles, the paper, the pen, the wands, whatever you have, the tools you have, they don't matter as much as your intention does. And fully believing, I mean it, fully believing that you deserve what it is you desire. If deep down, if you have an inner belief where you actually like, you know, say you want to, I don't know, win $1 million. Say you want to win $1 million, but you have a deeply rooted belief, like maybe you grew up with a belief that you have to work hard for it and that, money doesn't come easily to you. If you still have that belief, it's going to make it so much harder to manifest that $1 million. Manifestation relies on your beliefs and your intentions. Your intentions are based on your beliefs. That's the hardest. That's probably the hardest part about manifesting. Other than not thinking about it too much afterwards. You're welcome. That's what I do. I let a candle burn out all the way. I don't blow a candle. I don't snuff a candle out. I don't blow a candle out. The only time I've ever done that is if I wasn't too cautious on the time, and like I did my work, lit a candle, whatever, let it go for like 5 minutes, and then I realized I was like, shit, I have to leave the house, because you shouldn't leave a candle unattended. I mean, you can. I have, but you shouldn't. So then I snuffed it out. Otherwise, no, I leave a candle going. Also, if you want to, if you're worried about timing, use birthday candles, like birthday cake candles, like the little ones, the little skinny candles. Use those. They burn in 15 minutes. Fucking great. It's fucking great. And they come in multiple colors. It doesn't matter on the candle you use. I don't like to manifest the same thing every day. The universe hears you the first time. Truly. The universe hears you the first time. You don't have to keep doing the same thing, manifestation, every day. It's kind of like you're beating a dead horse. When did I do this? I did this, was it October? September or October. I don't remember which month it was. I literally did, no, it was September, because I did a 30-day, like my own type of manifestation, where literally 30-day, every day for the whole month of September, I tried manifesting. I lit a candle, or however I did it. I usually light a candle. That's my go-to. But every day was something different, to manifest something different. Like, and I had fun with it. One of those days, literally, like I was like, I want to manifest like a parking spot close to wherever my destination is every time I go out. Like something silly like that. I think one of those, and actually that worked for a full week. Actually, I did. I got like front row, like front and center parking spots, like wherever I went. I manifested like silly things, like just to see, because it's good to manifest silly things. Manifest the small stuff. I think was it one of the days I manifested, I wanted to have like a chocolate cupcake. It was so random. You could just go and buy a chocolate cupcake, but I wanted it given to me. I didn't want to go buy it. I was like, I want someone to give me a chocolate cupcake. And I think it was like 5 days later, someone gave me a chocolate cupcake. So like, go ahead, manifest a little shit. So I don't have Cash App, and I'm not doing questions on this live. So if you guys sent me something, if you guys sent me any donations, like, thank you. But I'm not answering questions. This one is just for spiritual development. Manifesting a person. Be very general. You can write down all the qualities you want of a person. Like even even if you want them taller than you, you know, if you want them to be spiritual, if you want them to be able to have deep conversations, if you want them to like, I'm going to list some things that I've done. If you want them to like apple picking, like if you, right, you can list the qualities you want in someone, but like you can't manifest a specific person. So like my celebrity crush is Chris Evans. I think that man's gorgeous. Also, I don't know what town he lives in, but I know it's like 40 minutes from me. He's not far from me. And I'm like, oh my God, one of these days, universe, you have to like let me run into him. But like, I can't like manifest him. Okay, because that's a specific person, because then you're encroaching on someone's free will. That will not work in your favor, okay? So you can manifest a person in general, the type of person you want in your life, okay? But you can't manifest a specific person, like someone you know, someone who has, you know, a name that you can't manifest that. You can try all you want. It will either never come to you or they will come to you and it will not be a good experience. I don't know a single person, and I mean this, I don't know a single person who have manifested a specific person and has had a good experience. That's kind of like karma being like, oh, no. I have so many. I always had. Birthday candles. Birthday candles. I was told never use this for spell work or manifesting. What, candles? You can use, you can really use whatever you want. I'm telling you, it's the intention. Your intention is your greatest tool to manifest what you want. Otherwise, physical objects don't mean all that much. It's your intention. It's being so pure with what you want. Hello. Yeah, literally just light a candle and ask. So what I do, so I'll place, I have a few salt things in my room. Like I have like a Himalayan salt lamp. I have a Himalayan salt candle holder. So I have a few salt things. So I'll place a few salt things around me, sort of like casting a circle. If you want to cast a circle, you can cast a circle. I just do that because salt is a very protective and cleansing type of energy. But so I literally like stand there, candle in front of me. Sometimes I burn incense. Sometimes I don't. It's just whatever I'm feeling literally in that moment. Incense is good to burn though, because the smoke of it works with the air element. Okay, so if you want to work with the elements other than just fire, because lighting a candle, that's working with the fire element. I have the salt that is actually also working with the earth element. If you want to do all the elements, you can just literally have a bowl of water next to you, just a bowl of water. Don't have to do anything to it. And burn your incense. There you go. You got the 4 elements right there. And I will stand there, and I do it generally with my eyes closed because it's block out the distractions. Also, just it helps me to sort of center and really keep me focused and just only thinking about what it is I want to manifest. And I will say, like, out loud, you can say it silently to yourself. It doesn't have to be out loud, whatever you feel comfortable with. But what I say, whatever it is I say it in present tense. So like I already have it. I have a check for $500. Like if that's what you wanted to manifest. I have it, you know what I mean? Like I already have it. And then I say it to myself at least 3 times, minimum of 3 times. Sometimes I just go overboard because I'm just like, to really get the feeling of having it. Sometimes you have to say it more than once. And then I light the candle. And I'll watch my candle I'll watch it a little bit, not always. I tend to walk away after like a minute or two. But I like to kind of see the flame go up. When I start to see the flame go up, like if it gets kind of really high, I'm like, I'm like, good, the energy is building. Yes. That's literally what I do. Sometimes I will take, because I have a bunch of tarot and oracle decks, as you guys know. Sometimes I will look for a card that represents what I desire, and I'll just place it in front, just in front of my candle. I'll just place it in front, so it kind of just it kind of grounds that energy in. Like, yes, this is what I'm trying to manifest. So if it's a card that says prosperity, and I'm calling in money, the prosperity card there, it grounds that energy in. Oh, thank you. Manifesting an ex back. Okay. Okay. I would advise against it. I'll say this, because this I feel is okay to do. If you want to try to manifest a conversation with them, you're not manifesting them back into your life, like fully. You're not manifesting a reunion, a reconciliation. You're manifesting a conversation, because with a conversation, communication between the two of you can lead to possibly, a great outcome, or it can lead to closure and clarity. Like, let's be serious. So if you want, that's really, you're teetering that line, dude. Okay, you're on that line. You're on that tightrope. You can try to manifest communication between you and a past person. Okay, but I would just try to manifest that once and then like let it go. Like I would try your hardest not to like think about it too much. Like put it out there, put it out to the universe, and then let it go. All right, because that's teetering that line of encroaching on their free will. All right, so. Hey guys, so this one I'm not doing questions. I'm not doing a card pull type of questions. Sorry about that. I'm doing more, if you want to chat about like spiritual development, stuff like that. My flame goes up a lot when I sit in the, awesome. That's really good energy. So when a flame, is strong, you're welcome. When a flame is really strong, that means there's a lot of energy backing your manifestation. So that's good. If the flame is like really low, that means there is something blocking it. Like it's going to take longer for your manifestation to come in. And it could be your own inner belief that actually could be blocking it. Okay. Or it could be like, there could be someone else's energy that is basically dimming your own. It could also just be divine timing that, what you want is just not meant for you, like right now, like that's, well more into the future. If your candle, like sparks, that usually means that spirit or someone is trying to communicate with you. So when that usually happens, if you catch it, it's usually good just to stop and just kind of be quiet for a second and just be like, who has a message for me? And if you get a name of someone, perfect, but oftentimes maybe a message just comes through itself. How do I manifest winning a house? Oh, that would be amazing. Well, I feel like there's like, let's see, what are all the ways that you could manifest winning a house? If there's an actual contest to win a house, you could try to manifest all the money to then be able to get a house. You could try to, I was gonna say, manifest an inheritance, but if you know someone is passing soon, but that's sort of like morbid. um, but hey, that's a way to manifest. Yeah. How do I manifest winning a house? Oh, that's a good one. That's not one I've done. That is not one I've done. I would just manifest coming into a new home instead of winning a house. I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine. I would almost say change your wording. I am living in my new home. I am living in my new home. And then don't even worry about how that new home comes into play. You're in competition to win one of two houses. Oh, so you're actually in a contest. Oh, no shit. Okay. That is awesome. I only tell you first thing. That's so funny. Well, you know what? Change the wording. Change your wording anyway. Just say, I am living in my new home. But make sure you have that like really excited feeling within you. Like truly, like you're fucking giddy as hell. You're excited. You're like a kid in a candy store. Okay. Like if you just, I don't know, you could just even pray. However, whatever feels comfortable for you. You just like pray, but as long as you have that feeling inside you, like you're so fucking happy to have it, it pulls it in more because it puts you on that frequency. So, okay. So when did oh, that's a great question, Ian. Well, it took me many years to identify all of them. Okay. So I will say that it's not, this was not like I woke up one morning and, oh, hey, this is what no. So I grew up Catholic. Not a very religious household. I mean, we would go to church, but like, we weren't that religious. But when I was a teenager, so there's a store there's a metaphysical shop that's like 5-minute drive, like down the street. And I remember as a teenager, I went in there a couple times and, you know, they have like the candles, the incense, the books, the tarot decks, the crystals, you know, all that stuff. And I just loved being in there. Like it felt magical to me. And I was only like 16 years old, right? I was a teenager in high school. Like I didn't know why. It just felt so magical to me. That's the best way for me to describe it. Like I was just, oh my God, I love this place. I don't know why I love this place, but I love this place. And I remember for my 16th birthday, a friend of mine bought me the Rider-Waite tarot deck. I didn't connect with the deck. I still don't connect with that deck. I got rid of that deck. I don't connect with that deck. I just really don't. The deck itself is fine. I just don't connect to it. So, I tried working with it then, but like I said, I didn't connect with it. So I didn't do anything about it. So whatever, I finished high school. That stuff still interests me, but I don't do anything about it. But I start noticing when I was in college, I start noticing that things I would think about would come true. Now, there was no timing attached to it. I didn't put a timing to it. It was just random thoughts, and they would come true. So one thought in particular, and I'm going to share this story. I don't think I've shared this story with anyone. So there was a kid in high school. He was a couple years younger than me, and we were kind of friends. We hung out with like the same group of people, and he didn't live too far from me. But he got teased a lot. He got bullied a lot. And well, in 8th grade, that's a different story. I used to get bullied in 8th grade all the time. So I always root for like the underdog. So he got teased a lot. So I was like, one of his like few friends. And so then I was in college and I was chatting with him online. This was back in the day with AOL and AIM. Okay, guys, like AOL Instant Messenger. Hopefully you all know what I'm talking about. All right. So dating here, all right? Because I'm 40 years old, so just so you guys all know. So it was AIM. I was talking to him on AIM, and he had mentioned that he was going to travel to, was it Indiana or Illinois? It was out of state. He was going to travel out of state because he was in a band, and it was something to do with the band. And I remember thinking, I was sitting there at the computer. Now, I didn't say this out loud. I did not type this out loud. And this haunts me. I remember thinking, you're not going to go if you die. Who the fuck thinks that? Who the fuck thinks that? I remember thinking, you're not going to go if you die. And I remember I stopped myself and I was like, where the fuck did that thought come from? It freaked me out, but I let it go. I was like, okay, whatever. And I just go about my day. 2 months later, my mom calls me up. And she's like, Jennie, I have really bad news. Are you sitting down? And I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? And she's like, Jennie, it's in the paper. Matt died in a car accident. And his name was Matt. And I was like, what? She goes, he died in a car accident. 2 months later. He was 1 week out from traveling to Indiana. 1 week out. And he didn't go. Because he died. And I remember, and it didn't register it didn't register right away when my mom said that. Like, I was in shock. It didn't register. I didn't really believe it. I was kind of like, what? I was like, no, like, I was just talking to him. Like, what the fuck what? No. Like, it took me a couple days for it to register. But then I immediately reverted back to that random thought that I had when I was talking to him a couple months prior. So I noticed in college, I started getting these thoughts, and they would happen. Random thoughts. And then after college, I started getting just into more tarot decks, oracle decks, and I went to get a reading, and the first thing the woman said to me, she was like, why aren't you doing this work? And I was like, what? Why aren't you doing this work? You should be doing this work. Why aren't you in this? And I was like, and I just had no confidence. I had no confidence. I would pull cards for like my friends, people I knew. I just didn't have the confidence to read people I didn't know for fear of like being wrong. That's a very typical feeling in the beginning, like fear of being wrong. I took a class on that and wiped that fear right out real quickly because I picked up on it real quickly. And then I went into massage school, and I was a massage therapist for 15 years. I even a Reiki practitioner for longer. And so clairvoyance is my strongest clair. Just sort of always have been. I don't know. Just sort of always have been. I think the massage and the energy work help to bring in my clairsentience, because that's feeling vibes. Like it just clairaudience is hearing, claircognizance is just a knowing. Over the years, it just eventually just developed. And I think because, I don't know, I felt like a kid in a candy store. Doing this work, for me, I'm like a kid in a candy store. This is fun for me. And looking at my numerology chart and everything, looking at my astrology chart, like, nope. I'm a highly spiritual person. Like, that is my purpose, my growth for being here. All things spiritual, like that's all me. So people ask me like what I believe in. I pretty much fucking believe in everything. Like, I'm just open. I'm just open to so many different things. But it takes years to work with, to identify. I worked with angels a lot. I did a lot of angel work, working with Raphael, especially for healing, being a massage therapist and energy work. Michael, I work with Michael a lot. Gabriel, a lot of the archangels. And then it just sort of went to other ascended masters. And I just kind of, I don't know, it's like a snowball effect. Whew, and that was just a long ass story. To answer your question, Ian. Oh my goodness. Yeah, manifesting is very much like praying. I connect with fire. That fire is my element. I love working with fire. It doesn't even have to be a candle. It could be a freaking bonfire outside. I'll work with that. That's fucking great energy. Oh my God. That's big energy. Let me see. Let me go through. Hello. That's my era, but you're 32. All right, you're a little younger than me. You get it though. You know what? AOL and AIM is. So if you've been told that you have abilities that you could be blocking it, okay, there could be a few reasons for that. One, you could have spent multiple past lives having these abilities, but were persecuted. Okay, so there could be a past life block that is affecting you in this lifetime. Could also be that there's fear. Fear blocks anything, guys. Fear blocks anything. Fear blocks everything. Fear is a freaking huge ass emotion that needs to go away. If you fear your abilities in some way, shape, or form, that'll block them. If you have a belief that you're not good enough, if you have a worthiness issue, that will block them. Yep. There could be multiple reasons. Yeah, practicing opening up to it, accepting it. Yes, that's how to unblock it. You're gray. Hey, being in the gray is not a bad thing. I used to be very black and white. And I've learned that that's not it. Everything's gray. If you keep putting yourself down, you're blocking your abilities. You really are. Oftentimes, it's ourselves. It's ourselves that end up blocking our own abilities. Hey guys, so I'm glad you love that story. I know, yeah, my friend's death. I think my friend's death was a bit of a wake-up call for me. Honestly, that was more of like a wake-up call for me, to kind of being like, Jennie, like, come on, you think of these things and they're happening, like, you pay attention a little bit. It still took me some time to pay attention. I guess I just wasn't ready. So I'm not doing card pull channeling questions. I'm talking about spiritual stuff. Just talking about spiritual stuff. Manifestation. You have a fear of mediumship. So, okay. So I don't call myself a medium. I'm much more psychic. I've taken classes on that in the past. Occasionally, an energy will come through of someone. It's harder for me to get a message from the dead than just spirit, the universe. It's funny. I do kind of feel like mediumship is like another level. Not that it's like a better level. It's just another level, right? Just something new to learn. Take a class on it. There's like usually metaphysical shops will hold mediumship circles or classes. Taking a class on that will probably help. Okay, who are you? All right. I don't know who this copy at alleycat.com 0 is, but stop doing that. Stop doing that. I love it. You've been told that you're a psychic Oh, I love that. So what I want to say regarding getting anything psychic, anything intuitive, don't second guess yourself. I just hit that thing and I just blocked them. Literally I just blocked their account. I'm not dealing with that shit. So literally just don't second guess anything that you get. Like just don't. Just don't. Because that tends to put a little bit of a roadblock on your intuition. If you constantly second guess what you're getting, that's like, you're like telling your inner voice, like, I don't know if I believe you. No. You just have to go with it. Like if you get a random thought of something, okay, like it is what it is. All right. Well, I'm going to be on this just for like, I don't know, 10 more minutes or so. I'm going to start making my lives subscription only. So actually, I'll probably do that for Friday. I don't think I'm going to do that. Thursday morning live, I'll be doing card pulls, channeling, whatever, my normal lives. And then Friday, I'm going to come back on and do another one of these spiritual talks. But I am going to start making them subscription based so that only subscribers are able to comment. So you guys might want to subscribe. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, I'll answer all your yes and no questions on Thursday. Right now, if you've got questions regarding spirituality, spiritual work, inner work, shadow work, your abilities, whatever you want to know, drop them in. Or if you want to just talk about an experience you have, Lindsay and Daniel, if you get back with me on Thursday, I will answer those questions. I'm not doing those type of questions today. I even put it in the topic. Does the live topic not come out? I literally just put spiritual development in the topic. Oh, goodness. This might be my cue to get off the live. Let me see here. And I also wanted to, I should have said this in the beginning too, because I want to start doing these talks, kind of building a spiritual community, because 2020 was a shit show. The shit show ain't over. There's a lot of stuff coming up for this year and next year. And so a lot of people are going to be going through a spiritual awakening. So that's also why I wanted to start doing these type of lives, to sort of build a spiritual community, a network, so that we can all help each other basically get through what's going to be coming up for us, because there's a lot of shit coming up for us. How do I remove negative energy and thoughts? I should work with them. Okay, so removing negative energy. Okay, so removing negative thoughts. Oh, that's difficult to do. That is literally catching yourself every time you have a thought and changing the thought or telling yourself to shut up. That's what I do. Give myself a little tough love. Literally, to stop the negative thoughts, to stop that negative train, you have to catch yourself every time and be gentle with yourself, because you're not going to catch yourself every time, because you're human, okay? But it is to catch yourself and to reverse those thoughts, or at least just to stop your thoughts and be like, no, like stop thinking like that. That's not true. Like shutting yourself up. For any negative energy around you, being around some dark stones. So whether it's like hematite, smoky quartz, jet, black tourmaline, snowflake obsidian, or just regular obsidian, shungite, any dark stone helps to absorb and block negative energy. Also salt, even simply rubbing salt in your hands will help to remove energy, negative energy. Getting outside and grounding, literally putting your feet into the earth or on the earth, will help draw the energy down and out of you. But when it comes to the thoughts, that's where the majority of the work has to take place. You have to actively work on that one. I was told I have spirit guides and should work with them. I love it. All right, meditate. So you're not going to need to meditate long for this one, probably just like less than 5 minutes. When you have time to yourself, okay, you can be quiet, you can play soft music if you need to, if that helps to get you into the space. Whatever you can, get comfortable. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, all right? Set the intention. You can say it to yourself, say it out loud. Doesn't matter, whatever works for you. Set the intention. I want to connect with a guide who would like to come through. Simple intention like that. You're inviting, you're opening a guide to come through. All spiritual guides are there for your highest and best. If you're worried about something actually negative coming through, you can say, a guide who is here for my highest and best. Please come forward. And then either, like, if you get a name in your mind, go with it. That's a name. Don't you second guess it. If you get an image, it's possible it could be an animal spirit guide. Maybe all of a sudden you see a fox in your mind. Okay, perfect. A fox wants to work with you. However it comes to you, if you just happen to feel like, is that my, like, if you have like just saying if you have like a deceased grandparent or something, I'm just saying this as an example. I'm not saying this is what it is. Like, if all of a sudden you feel like your grandmother is around you, guess what? She's a guide, okay? It's however the info comes to you. You just don't second guess it. That's the only thing. Do not second guess it. You just go with it. It may take a minute or two for a name, for an image, for a feeling to come to you. Just sit and just be, okay? Just sit and be. If after maybe about like 5 minutes or so if you want to set a timer, you can. If after maybe about 5 minutes, if you're not getting anything, just leave it, all right? Just leave it. Go about your day. You actually, over the course of a few days, you may start to hear a name, like a name, a constant name. You may start to hear or just get a sense, or you may start to see an animal in your life. All of a sudden, maybe you do start seeing foxes, or maybe you start seeing turkeys everywhere. Like you just start over the course of a few days, you just start getting the information. It may have taken you a few days for it to come to you. I've had people tell me that for whatever reason, they'll sit in meditation and they'll try to connect and they don't get anything. And they're like, what the fuck? And then it happens over the course of a few days after, and they realize, oh, that's the guide. I don't know, they wanted to come in a different way. For whatever reason, they wanted to come in a different way. You can't control how a guide or how anyone comes to you. You can't control that. That you cannot control. It's however they feel comfortable in doing so. How do I know I have a spiritual gift? Ooh, that's a good question. Oh, how do I answer that one? Look for the repetitions. So, like for me, I realized, and it took me, maybe I just wasn't open to it as obviously as I am now. So maybe in the beginning, I don't know, I was stubborn and just refused to see it. I got a lot of info in my mind. I was seeing and hearing thoughts, okay? Like random thoughts. It took me quite a while to realize, oh, hey, that's like psychic information. Like I just didn't get it. I don't know. It's timing. Who knows? But it kept repeating. Like that action kept happening. So I want to say, like, start trying to notice the repetitions, the things that keep happening. If you just keep feeling like, if you just like, if you either keep feeling, if you keep getting random thoughts, if you feel tingles in your hands, that's actually indicative that you have physical healing energy. Also, if you start feeling a tingle at your third eye, that means you have clairvoyance abilities, okay? So tingles are an indication as well. But sometimes just even having just a knowing, like if you just know things are going to happen, or you know things aren't going to happen, like you just know things, that's claircognizance. But I think it's just noticing the repetitions of things that you feel, things that you experience. It's the repetitions that's kind of like letting you know, like, hey, pay attention, start paying attention to me. You do not need to resolve all your trauma. You do not need to resolve all your trauma. If you want, you can do a cord cutting. You can go on YouTube and literally type in cord cutting meditation. You can find one for like 10 minutes. Or you can do it with candles. There's a few ways to do a cord cutting. But you can do a cord cutting between you and any possible, okay, keywords here, possible trauma related to my abilities. Because you could have trauma from a past life that has stuck around in this one. So do a cord cutting, an energetic cord cutting between you and any possible trauma related to an ability. You don't need, but in general, you don't need to resolve all your trauma to unblock your abilities. You don't. You don't. Hi, Devin. Perfect. I love it. That's really, so I actually, so well, I haven't done this. I haven't done this a few years. So I've learned hypnosis, if I can talk. I've learned hypnosis. I was certified to do past life regressions on people, because that does involve hypnosis. So I have a little bit of hypnosis training as well. I haven't done it in, oh my God, when was the last time I've done that? It's probably close to 5 years now, actually. Thank you. I love snowflake obsidian. I love snowflake obsidian. I'm trying to think if I even have a black tourmaline. I don't even know if I have a black tourmaline. But those are good stones. Those are very good stones. Ooh, lions. Okay, I feel like that has to do a lot with strength. That has to do a lot with strength. So no, I'm not doing any of those questions. Those I'm doing Thursday. On Thursday, I'll do the live, and I'll be channeling and answering your questions. Do you suggest opening the third eye? I always suggest opening the third eye. I do. Yeah. I'm biased. My third eye is very open, so I'm biased, so I'm going to say yes to that. I don't think that's a bad thing. I've never had a problem with it. What really helped me, so I worked with the Egyptian god Horus, actually, Horus, Horus, if you wanna Google Horus, to really open my third eye for a full week. Like, this is what I did. So when I was taking my class, I was taking the class to be able to give readings, because I didn't have the confidence to do so. So I needed to take a class for it. Okay. So, but my instructor, she had us, we each had a book. It was by Doreen Virtue. It's called, Archangels and Ascended Masters. I think that's what the book title is. It's pink in color. And anyway, for 1 week, because it was like a 3-month course, for 1 week each month, we got meditated and worked with an ascended master or angel. And so I worked with Horus. And so for a whole week, I kept feeling a whole lot of buzzing and tingling at my third eye. Oh my goodness. And I felt like by the end of that week, I just felt like my ability was stronger. And I think the course obviously helped me, but I think it was actually working with Horus, his energy. It just, I don't know. Horus helped open me up. Just helped open me up. I don't know how he did it. The how doesn't even matter. The how does not matter. If you're gonna work with a deity, ascended master, angel, what have you, don't worry about the how. Just do it. Let them do their thing. They will do their thing. Have a beautiful day as well. I love rainbow, gold, and... Okay, so my favorite stone is the Herkimer diamond. I fucking love that stone. I was first introduced to that stone in 9th grade. My favorite teacher, my favorite all-time teacher, and he passed actually this past summer. I was so upset. He was used to be my teacher, earth science teacher, and it was a field trip to go to Herkimer, New York, to mine Herkimer diamonds. Now, I didn't know a clue. I didn't know a damn thing about stones. I mean, I liked rocks, but like whatever. I was like, 9th grade. So how old was I? 13, 14 or something. And I actually have a big piece of Herkimer that I found actually just sitting there. It was like under stuff. I don't remember. And ever since then, I've always loved Herkimer diamonds. That is my stone. Herkimer diamond is also a very psychic stone, so it doesn't surprise me that I was very drawn to it at such a young age, even though I just like to have it. I didn't know why. Now I know why, because I'm older. But yeah, you gotta go with whatever stone. You gotta go with whatever stone sticks out to you, okay? Because that works with your vibration. I need to work more with Loki and Athena. Yes. It's funny. So on YouTube, I subscribe to this woman. I think she lives in Egypt, actually. She's a reader. What's her, White Feather Tarot? I'm blanking on her YouTube channel. If you guys want to check it out, White Feather Tarot. I feel like that might be the name of... Oh, shit, I'm forgetting. Either way, she does pick a pile readings. So, 3 piles, 4 piles, whatever. Pick a pile readings. For the past 2 months, 8 times out of 10, the piles that I pick, a Loki card comes out. So it's so interesting that I'm like, Loki? Like, all right, Loki, I don't know. I'm like, am I ready to work with you? Like, I haven't yet. Like, I just haven't yet. Lazy? I don't know. I'm a little lazy like that sometimes. So, thanks for subscribing. You have a Herkimer ring, you replaced it with your... So I've already been married and divorced. I'm open to being married again. I would love to have Herkimer, one of my Herkimer stones, as a piece of jewelry. I would love it, whether it's a ring or neck or, a pendant. I'm going to have to. I don't know. Whoever I end up with, universe, whoever, you hear me? Whoever, see, there we go. There, I'm manifesting. Whoever, my divine counterpart, you're just going to know to take one of my Herkimer stones and turn it into a piece of jewelry. Please and thank you. There, just manifested. Collect all the crystals. Dude, I have a shit ton of crystals. A shit ton. Like, they're all like, most of mine are tumbled stones. I have a lot of amethyst. Got a lot of rose quartz. I've got a lot of labradorite. Labradorite's a good spiritual psychic stone. Helps keep the lines of communication between you and spirit open. Oh my God, I've got so many stones. I'll have to. I won't do it this. I won't do it this time. But next time, you know what? I'll take my phone with me, and I've made some paintings with stones. And some crystal grids. I can show you what I've done. I've got so much. Collect all the stones. Whatever you're drawn to. Thank you for subscribing. Oh my God, I watch Minnow Pond. I watch Chris. I love Chris. Oh my God. Guys, go see Chris Reck, Minnow Pond Tarot on YouTube. I fucking love him. He's so great. I love him. I'm trying to remember what's his sign? He's is he a Pisces? I'm trying to remember his sign. Why do we see angel numbers and clusters? I'm not too sure on the why. I feel like though it's to grab our attention. It's to give us the reassurance that like what we want is coming in and that like we're on the right path. Like I think it's for like reassurance. Because I tend to find, not always, but I tend to find it's like when we're constantly thinking about things that we want, like we're thinking about it a lot, which tends to block, it bottlenecks the energy coming in. So I think it's like all of a sudden we'll start seeing the numbers, we'll start seeing, you know, all the synchronicities. And I feel like it's kind of like they're all like the universe, angels, whatever. They're all like, okay, like we fucking heard you, like here, like we're letting you know, like it's coming. Stop it. Stop it. So honestly, sometimes I feel like that's probably how they're reacting. Kind of like, oh my God, you human, will you stop? You know, I imagine sometimes they get sick of us a little bit. Yes, thank you, Nellie. Thank you. You've never found a stone. Kentucky doesn't offer much to look for in the crystal world. Oh no! Oh no, you gotta travel out of state. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think. I actually don't know what because I'm in Massachusetts, so I actually don't know what Massachusetts have. Like so I've traveled to Herkimer, New York. That's about 4 hours or so west of me. I know up in Maine, I have an ex-boyfriend who lives, if he still lives up there, he lives near a mountain with tourmaline inside. Oh, guys, I need to tell you this story. Okay, so this is going back out. This is back in, let me see. I was what, 23, 24? So this is about 15 plus years or so ago. I had a boyfriend, he moved up to Maine. All the way up in Rumford, Maine. So this is like freaking 3.5, 4 hours north. His neighbor across the street, it was an older gentleman, I don't know if that he's still around, owns acreage up there, including part of a mountain that has tourmaline in it. And and this is just when I was like, so I was in my 20s, so I was like just starting to sort of get into this, like early. Okay, this was early in my development, so I was just starting, and I didn't know what tourmaline meant. Like I was just like, oh, pretty crystal, right? That was my mindset back then. And I remember like, you know, being up there to visit with him and stuff, and being like, can you like introduce me to your neighbor? Can I go mining in his mountain? Like, will he let me? And he's like, yeah. Next time you come up, we'll go and chat with him. He must have said that to me fucking like 8 or 9 times, and not once did I get to go to that mountain. I could have had all the tourmaline in the world, possibly for free. Nope. But maybe it was meant to be. Maybe that was meant to be though, because I don't even think I own a piece of tourmaline. Believe it or not, I don't think I own a piece of tourmaline. Maybe I'm just not meant to work with that stone. I don't know. Hell if I know. So crystals don't, so if you're worried about the negative energy, I would pick the darker stones. Smoky quartz, black tourmaline, snowflake obsidian, jet, shungite, hematite, all the dark stones, because that blocks energy. Stones itself, they're coming from the earth. All stones, they come from the earth, and there's like hertz frequencies attached to each one. no stone, as far as I know, there is no stone that has negative energy attached to the stone. Like I don't think that's possible. I can look that up. I just don't think that's possible. But there are stones that can block negative energies. The darker stones block it. If you want to bring in more loving energy, I feel that rose quartz and amethyst would be really, and I'm seeing aventurine in my mind, would be really good stones to bring in. He is a Pisces. Okay. I love Chris Reck. Oh my God. You have a kid soul. I am a youthful old soul. And I'm a Sagittarius. And I don't even think Chris Reck, I don't think he, no, I think he said his midheaven is Sagittarius. I think he's only got like 1 or 2 things in Sagittarius. And it's funny though, with when he does the Sagittarius readings, he says, my God, you Sagittarius, your readings are always so direct. And they are, like, they're always just so, my Mercury is also in Sagittarius. So I'm a very direct individual. Half my chart is Sagittarius. 1010 is a huge one for me, but I see them all. And tens in general, tens represent that moment of ending something and beginning something. Like that moment. Tens are an excessive energy, like just a lot of an excessive energy, but also they hold the power of 1, which is all about new beginnings. So tens are like the endings and beginnings. They are at that. So if you're seeing that number a lot, I feel like that's letting you know that like you're at a point in your life where you're ending a phase, you're ending a cycle, and you're beginning a new one. And of course, though, we're dealing with like the universe, and time does not exist out in the cosmos, right? Time does not exist in the spiritual realm. It's just a human construct. So this phase or cycle that you're ending and beginning could last several months. Because timing doesn't exist. Selenite's a wonderful stone as well. Selenite keeps me up at night. I cannot sleep with selenite in my pillow. I sleep with stones in my pillow. Tektite. Ooh, tektite is a good stone to have if you want to help, if you need help remembering your dreams, and if you need help sleeping, put that in your pillowcase. You can cleanse stones by using sage, incense. Some stones cannot go in water. Selenite is one of them. Selenite cannot go in water. It will dissolve. Putting stones out in the sun. Putting stones out in moonlight. Yep. Literally also putting them on the ground, because the earth energy, they come from the earth. It will ground them. If you think you can feel energy, that's clairsentience. Clairsentience is being able to feel. So go with that. You just answered your own question, my love. You just answered your own question. That's a yes. Yep. That's a big yes. And with that, the other clairs will probably pick up. I find though, if you can, so like for me, it started with clairvoyance. So I just went with it. That's I don't know, maybe I had set the intention years ago. Like I always just wanted to see things. Like I said, I probably did that years ago. I don't fully remember. And then I just went with it. And then all the other clairs developed over time. You could start with the feeling. You could make the intention, like I want to try to feel more. And then eventually all the other clairs over time will come up. Oh, fluorite crystals are good too. I wore actually a fluorite pendant yesterday. You've not done your chart. Ah, look up your chart. It's fun. Oh, I love it. Sagittarians are awesome. Even if they're pets. I have a cat right now, Gizmo. He's a Leo. His birthday is July 30th. He's my little Leo. I see 222 a lot as well. For me, it's my understanding 222 is things are actually coming together. You and like something else is coming, or someone else, okay, is coming together. It totally depends on your situation. Like for me, like I feel like doing these lives and starting to evolve in this capacity. That's me and one other thing coming together. I created an Oracle deck. That's me and that one other thing. Like I'm nurturing it and really getting it out there. That's me coming together. It also could, 222 could also indicate that a new person is coming into your life. A union, two people, right? It's how that applies to you. Like you'll understand that as time goes on, as it plays out. So I've never done a Vedic birth chart. I don't know why. I'm a little like, I've never done it. I looked into it briefly and I was like, I don't really understand this. And I think I thought I saw that like I would be more Scorpio or something than Sagittarius. And I'm like, and I'm, and I'm very much like, no, I'm a Sagittarius. Like, don't like shatter my bubble. I like being in my Sagittarian bubble. Don't shatter. The only thing okay. No, if that's what if that's what you feel 222 means for you, then that is accurate for you. That's what it means for you. Above all else, your own intuition, okay, like is correct. It doesn't matter what like another psychic says to you. If you truly feel like, no, like I know my intuition is telling me like this is what it means, that is accurate. YouTube is wonderful. YouTube is wonderful to be able to like understand anything. Truly. I wear a malachite rose quartz stars. Ooh, so I don't have a Super 7 or Primate. Good. Wear them all. Wear them all. They can't like not help you. Like they're going to help you. What I have done though, I will say this, only because I did see a YouTube video on this, okay? And it resonated with me and I was like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. Also, if you hear a phone ringing in the background, we still have a house phone. So in my room, because that is my room back there, I've got stones galore. I've got stones everywhere. But I have actually separated them. Like all my rose quartz are together in a dish. All my amethysts are together in a dish. All my labradorite are together. All my carnelians together. Like I have separated my stones because I saw, actually, oh, this was the YouTube video. It was an ex-CIA agent. So the CIA has files like in their archives that they used to like study the effects of stones and crystals. And the CIA agent said, he goes, you know, they all the stones emit their own frequency, like a Hertz frequency. They all emit their own frequency. He goes, if you're putting them all together in a bowl, like all different ones all together, it's not going to sound like a good orchestra because all their frequencies, like they're not going to mesh. Like they're not going to mesh well. So I remember I was sitting in bed and I was like watching that video and I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Why would I want all those frequencies bouncing off of each other? Like they're mixing and matching, but they're not really meshing. And I was like, okay. So I started separating all my stones. So if you guys might want to do that, you could. What time is it? Oh dear, okay. I was only going to be on here for 60 minutes. Here I am doing 90 minutes. All right, because I do need to get myself going for the day. So thank you for being on here. Thank you for subscribing. Nellie, thank you. I totally appreciate it. So Thursday, I'm going to, oh, you have, okay, so you have, because you have no more room. Okay, all right, well, maybe someday I started placing some along the, the window frame up top in my room and stuff. That's where I started placing some of mine. But so Thursday morning, I will be back on. I will be doing the card pull, channeling messages, all that fun stuff like I normally do. That'll be Thursday. Okay, Thursday I'll get back to doing that. But then Friday, I'm gonna make Tuesdays and Fridays spiritual talk. I'll call that spiritual talk, spiritual development, whatever you want to call it. But yes, and I do encourage you guys to subscribe because I probably won't do it for Thursday, but I am going to eventually make my lives just for subscribers only. I'm going to end up doing that, okay? Just so you know, to give you all a heads up. So thank you all for being here and chatting with me. I had a blast actually doing this. No offense, not answering those types of questions, but I had a blast going through all this. So have a wonderful day, guys, or evening. Yes, and thank you for the suggestion, my dear. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I'll see you guys next time.